All right, let's get right into it. The morning cold shower. It feels like this went from being just a plumbing problem to a massive wellness trend overnight. You see athletes, productivity gurus, everyone talking about it. But is there actually any science behind that teeth-chattering shock to the system? Or is it just a really, really effective way to jolt yourself awake? Today, we're going to break down what the research actually says. And it really all starts with this one question. I mean, it sounds almost too simple to be true, doesn't it? Could a quick 1-minute blast of cold water seriously have a real impact on your professional life? Well, you might be surprised by the answer.
Okay, look at this number, 29%. Now, we're not talking about a small, insignificant figure here. This comes from a huge, and I mean huge, randomized controlled trial done in the Netherlands. So what is it? What does it mean? It's the reduction in people calling in sick to work just from ending their daily warm shower with a bit of cold water.
So that brings us to our first section. How on earth did they land on that 29% number? Let's unpack the study itself to see what it's really telling us about cold showers and our health when it comes to work. So here are the details from that study. We're talking over 3,000 people. And here's where it gets really interesting. While people called in sick, almost 30% less, they weren't actually sick for fewer days overall. So what does that mean? Well, the researchers think the cold showers didn't stop them from getting sick, but it might have made their symptoms less severe, so they felt good enough to go to work. But get this is the most telling part. An incredible 91% of them wanted to keep doing it even after the study was over. Okay, so what is actually happening to your body during that blast of cold? It's definitely not just in your head. There is a powerful, instantaneous reaction that kicks your whole system into gear. Let's look at the science behind that jolt. The master switch for all of this is your sympathetic nervous system. The easiest way to think about it is as your body's built-in alarm system. A sudden stressor, like a rush of icy water, flips that switch, and your body is instantly ready for action. It's a totally primal response that's just hardwired into us. And what does that fight or flight response feel like? Oh, you know the feeling. It's that involuntary gasp for air, right? Your heart starts pounding, your blood pressure shoots up, and you start breathing way deeper. Basically, your body is scrambling to keep its core temperature stable, and a major side effect of all that work is a powerful, system-wide wake-up call. This quote from that Dutch study just captures the experience perfectly. People in the study didn't just feel a little more awake. They actually compared the energy boost to the effect of caffeine. So the real point here isn't just about grinning and bearing the cold. It's about that incredible wave of alertness that comes right after. Okay, so it wakes you up like a shot of espresso. We get that. But is that all there is to it? Not even close. Researchers and health experts point to a whole list of other potential benefits. And this is where it goes from being a simple morning hack to a real tool for your overall well-being. Let's break down some of the biggest ones. First up, your mood. That shock can trigger a flood of endorphins and norepinephrine, which basically act like a natural antidepressant. Then there's circulation. The cold makes the blood vessels near your skin tighten up, forcing your blood to circulate faster through your deeper tissues. Some research even suggests it can boost your immune system by making your body produce more white blood cells to fight infection. For anyone who works out, it's a classic way to reduce muscle soreness. And finally, and this one is fascinating, is mental resilience. Just choosing to do something that's uncomfortable first thing every morning can build a kind of willpower that you carry with you through the whole day. All right, maybe you're sitting there thinking, okay, I'm curious, I might give this a try. But where do you even begin? Because jumping straight into an ice-cold shower from day one is probably not the best strategy. So let's walk through a practical way to ease into it. The number one rule here, the absolute key, is gradual adaptation. The goal is to build a habit that you can stick with, not to just shock your system and hate every second of it. Easing in lets your body get used to the cold and makes the whole thing feel way more manageable and, well, less terrifying. Now, this is a fantastic, totally doable plan for beginners. For the first week, you just do your normal warm shower, but end it with 30 seconds of cold. That's it. Pretty easy, right? Then each week, you just tack on another 30 seconds. By the end of the month, you're at a full 2 minutes. It's the same idea as progressive overload at the gym. You're just slowly building up your tolerance. So, how cold is cold enough? Well, the science points to a sweet spot somewhere between 10 and 15 degrees Celsius, which is about 50 to 59 Fahrenheit. But the key phrase to remember is uncomfortably cold but safe. It should feel like a challenge, for sure, but you should always feel in control and be able to breathe steadily through it.
Okay, we need to pause here for a second because this next part is really, really important. While the benefits sound great, cold exposure is a serious stressor on your body, and it is absolutely not for everyone. We have to go over the safety warnings.
This slide really puts it all in perspective. On one side, you've got all these amazing potential perks we just talked about. But on the other side of the coin, that powerful physiological response, that sudden spike in your heart rate and your blood pressure, can be a real risk for some people. For those who are vulnerable, it could even lead to things like an irregular heartbeat. So, here is the bottom line, and this is non-negotiable. If you have any of the conditions you see on this slide, especially any history of heart problems, high blood pressure, or a condition like Raynaud's disease, it is absolutely essential that you talk to your doctor before you even think about trying this. Your safety has to come first, period. And that really brings us to the final question. After looking at all the science, the benefits, the risks, it all boils down to this personal trade-off. For some people, that brief, intense moment of shock is a tiny price to pay for the energy and the focus it brings to the rest of their day. So, what do you think? Is it worth it?